We have such a huge waste problem, especially in the United States. We're the biggest trash producing country in the world. I do think that Fairfield has a recycling problem.
Recycling has kind of seemed to be insignificant to many students here because they haven't grown up with it. We found that between 40 and 80% of the trash could be recycled. LEAF stands for Leaders for Environmental Action at Fairfield, and it's a combination of the two prior environmental groups that Fairfield used to have. We combined them this year. It just made sense from a logistical standpoint.
When I arrived here as a freshman, there was no awareness of the environmental group then. It was called Student Environmental Association. I ended up getting involved with it just because I showed up for the meeting. There were 4 of us there. I got elected to be an officer even though I didn't know anything about it.
LEAF really tries to show the urgency of creating more eco-centered lives and understanding your true impact on the earth.
We're definitely working on a lot of awareness campaigns. We're trying to get especially the freshmen to know when they first come in. We'll start in the orientation, so as soon as they get on campus they realize that recycling and those issues are a part of the culture here.
I would say it's not so much that Fairfield students are bad kids, it's just that they may not know how to do it and they may not realize how easy it is to recycle.
One thing that's coming up, we just recently found out that Fairfield is moving from the current system to single stream recycling, hopefully this summer, which means that all recyclables, so paper, aluminum, plastic, all goes in the same bin, which makes it a lot easier. And it's also going to allow us to do recycling number 1 through 7. So it's not just number 1 and 2 plastic, it's gonna really open up how we can do things. Well, Earth Week is really important for LEAF just because it's a huge part of how we market things that we do. One of the things we really focus on is making our Earth Week events fun and very user-friendly.
I think that those who came to our event were very excited and learned a lot, and it was successful overall.
This year we really want to focus on issues concerning water usage, water waste, water politics, and recycling, because those are 2 things that I think are really universal in terms of things people should be concerned about. The water bottle mountain really came out great, much better than some of our past initiatives, just because, you know, people all they have to do is throw their plastic water bottle in our little pit and they get a reusable mug back. And so it's a great incentive, and just trying to highlight a lot of the issues with the waste associated with bottled water.
It started off as a student idea, and we kind of just rolled with it. We got some faculty support, and we realized, or the administration realized, that it's not only a good education tool, but a marketing tool as well, and that's always something they're looking at, and we got funding for it.
I really wanted to start the garden because it's a growing trend across both Connecticut and the entire United States. Lots of campuses have both small gardens, large farms that support their communities. Locally, Staples High School has their own garden already, and so it just seemed like a smart idea.
The garden, other than the tangible outcomes of it, is a symbol of what can happen with a single student idea. And that's where all ideas start, or that's where all great projects start, is an idea. If you work hard and you get administrative support, and you can see what a project can become. So we kind of use that as a symbol, telling students that don't be afraid to start your own project and look what it might become.
The garden is a very visual representation of how you can get involved and alter your lifestyle to become more sustainable. I did not expect the garden to be where it is right now. I think it's gotten a lot more support than I originally thought, and a lot more attention.
I was skeptical just because, a garden takes a lot of time, not only to plan, but the maintenance involved. But we had a lot of students, including Dana, that were volunteering on a weekly basis, early in the morning, in the afternoons, whenever we need them. So I guess that's probably where the success came from, is student involvement.
Fairfield Garden was able to donate a large majority of our food to the Fairfield Food Bank. We donated 70 pounds of squash, 45 pounds of carrots, about 7 pounds of tomatoes, 12 pounds of kale, just huge amounts. We weren't actually able to keep track of the poundage that we brought to Barone, but we estimated a little under $1,000 worth of produce that we were able to contribute. In addition, we have 6 perennial herbs that, when in season, the university no longer has to purchase, and we can completely supply them.
It's been extremely successful so far, and I would definitely call that one of our top projects since I've been here.
For the last 2 years in a row, we've gotten Club of the Year, just for various efforts like protests we did last year against tree removal. People are really starting to see that this is an important group.
We are on the side of humanity.
There has been a shift in my 4 years here, a cultural shift in understanding that it is important to recycle, and understanding how to recycle, and using less packaging and plastic, and just understanding how much energy it takes for each person to live.
Our university is moving towards a more sustainable campus, and people really want to latch on to that in terms of just something to do in your future career. It's very marketable to be involved in an environmental group, so if that's what you're in it for, that's fine too.
But it's something that's going to be relevant, that is relevant now, and it's going to be increasingly relevant not only in if you're a scientist, but if you're a businessman, if you work in finance. Sustainability is going to affect our generation. So the sooner we begin to accept that, instead of seeing it as a hippie movement, then the sooner we will make steps to achieve, more environmental sustainability.
There wouldn't be a green initiative if it weren't for students. Faculty have been trying for years, obviously, to kind of get this ball rolling on sustainable initiatives, but if they don't have students who care about it, then it's not going to go anywhere.
Students can help with recycling by educating themselves. It's really as easy as learning something like never recycle a pizza box because it's always considered contamination because it's covered in grease. Just simple things. If you learn how to recycle, you're helping the greater community.
And so it's just very important that people who are dedicated actually act on this passion and inspire others to create change.